Ever tried to buy something online and the shop didn't allow you to pay by invoice? Ever saw super cheap loans in advertisements and when you wanted to get them, the interest rate spiked all of a sudden? Well, I hate to break it to you, but you may have a negative Schufa entry. Last week, I told you that Schufa has the power to declare you dead and freeze all your bank accounts, as well as deny you any loans you want to take, like a client who wanted to buy a home for his family. If you missed last week's video, check the info box right here or the description right here. For everyone who watched the video and also got his free Schufa report, you might find a negative Schufa entry in there. That would be pretty bad for you. How bad exactly? I'll tell you right after the intro. What's up everyone? Welcome to a new video from PerFinEx, the #1 English-speaking and independent financial planner in Germany. Today with video 2 of 3 about the German credit protection agency Schufa. There are lots of rumors out there what is supposed to be good for your Schufa score and what's supposed to be bad for your Schufa score. So let's bring some clarity into this. First of all, 90% of all Schufa entries are positive. And every time you fulfill your payment obligations, you get a positive Schufa entry and your Schufa score gets better. You get positive Schufa entries for making a mobile phone contract and paying the bill, of course, paying your online shop orders, making a leasing contract, having a credit card, and paying your loan on time. So it is not true that your Schufa score is automatically bad as soon as you have a loan. Also, don't worry about being on Kurzarbeit or losing your job. Schufa doesn't save data on your job or your income. That's the good news. Another good news is that nobody gets a negative Schufa entry super quickly. So don't worry if you miss a payment deadline by just a couple of days. Before a company can give you a negative Schufa entry, they have to do 3 things. First, they have to send you a payment reminder that you didn't fulfill your payment obligations yet. Second, they have to wait 4 weeks and then send you another payment reminder. And third, in at least one of the 2 payment reminders, they have to warn you that you will get a negative Schufa entry if you do not pay within the deadline. That's, by the way, the most common reason for a negative Schufa entry, not paying your bills. But only if these 3 criteria are met, a company is allowed to give you a negative Schufa entry. Otherwise, you will have a false entry in your report. You would also get a false entry if a company makes a mistake and sends you a wrong invoice even though you didn't order anything. In that case, please do not ignore that invoice and tell that company that they've made a mistake. If you don't, the company has a right to give you a negative Schufa entry, even though you didn't do anything wrong and the mistake is on their side. But still, you will have the trouble afterwards. And with a negative Schufa entry, you will have a lot of trouble in many different fields of your life. Renting a new apartment, opening a bank account, getting a credit card, trying to lease a car, getting car insurance or any other insurance, changing your electricity provider, getting a mobile phone contract, purchasing on invoice or installment payments at online shops. Nothing possible. Depending on the type of negative Schufa entry, Schufa stores the data for different amounts of time. The credit applications that destroy the real estate dream of our client get saved for 1 year. Other negative Schufa entries can be saved up to 3 years. Except false entries. They get deleted immediately. In the first Schufa video, I told you that wrong data in your Schufa report is nothing unusual. Well, apparently every second report is wrong, which is no wonder when you have hundreds of millions of data points on almost 68 million people in Germany. So just reach out to Schufa with some form of proof why the entry is incorrect and they will delete it immediately. Now that we know why negative Schufa entries are bad for you, let's see the top Schufa mistakes I see people make. Schufa mistake 1 will be pretty obvious for you after watching the first minutes of this video. Pay your fucking bills. Do I really need to say more about this? Don't think so. Schufa Mistake 2, if you cannot pay your bills for whatever reason, you lost your job, you got ill, some financial stress, financially it's just a little tight right now. That's alright. Life happens. Try to negotiate with a company or bank that you owe money to. Try to pay in installments instead of paying in full. Try to suspend your payments for a while if you can't pay anything. Whatever is possible for you, try to find a solution before you hurt yourself in the long run with a negative Schufa entry. Also, don't use the overdraw of your bank account, in German Dispo-Kredit, too often. First of all, you are paying a lot of interest in Dispo, and second of all, if you use this function ever too often, your bank will notify Schufa. Schufa mistake number 3, don't have too many bank accounts. If you do, there's the potential that you will overdraw not just one, but several bank accounts at the same time. Try to keep it below 5 accounts. Don't have too many credit cards. Same logic as with the bank accounts. I know it's tempting to get all the promotional gifts and all the free credit cards. Don't do it. You will hurt yourself. Don't have too many moves. If you do, Schufa thinks it will be harder to locate you when you're in trouble. Don't have too many small loans. Rather, consolidate them all into one big loan and pay this loan according to your contract. This is even positive for your Schufa score. Want to know more tips to improve your Schufa score? Tune in next week to find out how you can increase your creditworthiness and potentially save thousands of euros in interest when you apply for a loan. Of course, there are other important factors than just your Schufa score when you apply for a loan. Your income, your expenses, if you have savings or not, if you have debt already or not. But still, your Schufa score might affect the interest rate you have to pay, and it will definitely affect if you get the loan in the first place. That's why it is extremely important to improve your Schufa score if you plan to take a loan within the next 3 years. And that's what we will focus on next week. If there are any questions on negative Schufa entries left, write us a comment and we'll get you the answer you're looking for. If you enjoyed this video, I would be very happy if you give us a thumbs up. And if you have a personal question, you can text us on WhatsApp. See you in the next video.